Okay, I've come to a conclusion. Granted, a lot of the things that I'm saying in this video are not going to be confirmed, and I haven't really done much research. I should probably do research. But I'm a 17-year-old girl who's very lazy. Okay, just putting that out there. I'm aware that a lot of the things that I'm saying could be wrong. I don't think they are. But they could be wrong. There's a slim chance that they're wrong. Okay, so just putting it out there, like not everything that I say is like confirmed truth. But like also, I don't know. So come to the conclusion that I want to give up popcorn. And I want to give popcorn to a rescue team so that they can properly take care of him in a natural environment. And yeah, like he'll be enclosed in a natural environment. They might have him with other turtles, like you don't know. And I just think that'll be better for him than being a pet, you know? Because he's not meant to be a pet. Like red-eared sliders or turtles in general are not meant to be pets. They're animals. They were originally wild animals. Like their species are wild animals. Just because you breed them in captivity doesn't make them any less wild. And or even worse, some countries or some people who like sell exotic animals and they capture them and then they sell them. Like that's horrible. Or they take them from their own environment and then they breed them to make animals in captivity. Like that's so wrong in my opinion. Like if an animal isn't struggling at all in its own natural environment, then there's no reason for you to breed it and sell it. Like or like just I mean I don't like personally think that exotic animals should be sold at all or bred or in captivity or outside of captivity. I mean, like you don't like I really just personally don't think that people should be doing this. Like not just with turtles, but with like other exotic animals that are like on the market that are like because I've noticed that there's like this exotic animal community, which I won't lie, at first I thought it was super cool because a lot of them gave me information about red-eared sliders and how to take care of them, blah, 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 blah. And then there are other animals that they had on there that I thought was interesting, but also like not great, you know? Like I was just kept being like, I don't really get why they have these animals. Like there's one person who I actually support and I'm okay with watching and I'm comfortable with watching and like have no like regrets with watching her because she's a zookeeper kind of. Like she has a zoologist degree. Like she's a doctor somewhat and she's like she rescues animals and she takes in animals that are like injured or that need additional help a lot of the time and like she doesn't really like take any animals that like are like necessarily like they can't live on their own basically. She only takes in animals that are like injured. Like she takes in like really old animals. Like she has this pet snake that's like literally blind and really really old so it can't like do anything. So she takes care of it and then she has this gecko or yeah, she has this crested gecko that's like hurt or something and so she takes care of it and like she just took care of it so long that like it ended up just being her pet. And then she has like a snapping turtle that she takes care of and then she has this other bird that she takes care of. She takes like care of like two different birds that are really exotic, but one of them is because it was like at this pet store that like was not properly taking care of the animal and so she rescued it because it was bred in captivity and couldn't live on its own, but it was either bred in captivity or someone took it and like took it out of its environment and was selling it and not properly taking care of it, which is horrible. Like, and so like basically what I'm getting to is all of her pets are dependent on her, not because she bought them, but because they had they didn't have another choice. Like, she didn't just buy an animal and was like, oh, this animal is cool. Like, she got animals and she rescued them because they needed her, because they couldn't live on their own. You know, it's different than someone going out and being like, oh, this exotic animal is cool. Like, I'll do my research and I'll make it an exhibit that is like its life in, like, how its life would be if it was, like, out there in the wild. And it'll be okay and it'll be great. No, that's not okay. Like, first off, if you don't do proper research, like, you could be buying from one of those people who, like, steals exotic animals from their natural habitats, which is just so fucked up. Like, that's so wrong. Or you could be buying from someone who, like, breeds exotic animals in captivity, which is also wrong, because if those animals aren't endangered, then there's literally no reason for you to be breeding those exotic animals in captivity. Like, there's no reason. Like, at all. Like, I don't get it. Like, I really don't. And because they're interested in it and they want the animal, they're gonna buy from these people and they're gonna, like, continue on with their business. And then they're gonna have, like, all of these animals, or even just one animal, where, like, it's not needed. Like, we need to stop this. Like, it's getting ridiculous. There are people on YouTube who have, like, over 60 exotic animals. Like, that is insane. Like, you do not need that many animals in the first place. Second of all, you don't need that many exotic animals, because those exotic animals, you could be taking them from their homes because you don't know if your source stole that animal from its habitat, or if that source stole its ancestors from the habitat and was just breeding them off. Like, it doesn't matter if it's bred in captivity. It shouldn't be bred in captivity if the animal itself is not endangered. Like, if the species is not endangered, then you shouldn't be breeding it in captivity. Like, zoos exist because there's either an injured animal and then they rescue it and then they help it, and then for whatever reason they can't release it back in the wild, so they have to keep it. Or there's an endangered species out there and they're helping it by taking in some of the animals from that endangered species and raising it, like giraffes and elephants and other animals that are, like, extremely endangered. And so they take some of those animals that are endangered and they have them living in captivity, so that they aren't out there in their habitat, which is probably either getting destroyed or is fully destroyed, so they can't even go back in the wild and live again. So, like, or they're bred in captivity so that the species can survive, even if it's only surviving in captivity. Like, that's the whole premise of a zoo. I mean, initially, when zoos first came out, they were horrible places and just money-making business, and they were conniving, fucking stupid as people behind zoos. Nowadays, zoos are completely different, and they're actually good for animals and habitats and just, like, species in general, and they help. Back in the day, they did not, but now they do. And I think that's what people, like, have, like, a really big misconception about zoos about. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about people, like, just embezzling money from animals that don't deserve to be stolen from their environment or bred in captivity when they're not endangered. Like, red-eared sliders, for example, like, they're a thriving species. They do not deserve to be bred in captivity. Like, they deserve to be out there in the wild and living their fucking life. Like, and you shouldn't have one as a pet. It doesn't matter if you make the environment the best environment that it can be. It doesn't matter if you make the environment as real as it would be in real life. Like, that doesn't matter. Like, what matters is that it is in a real environment and it is in its real habitat. Not that it's being put in a false one that's an exact replica to one just so you can keep it as a pet. Like, that's not how it works. Like, that's not how it should work. But it is working because for some reason, there's a trend on YouTube and just like people in general of taking in exotic animals and keeping them as pets. And unfortunately, I've contributed to that. Like, I have a pet red-eared slider, and that is a wild animal that was bred in captivity and shouldn't have been bred in captivity. And, like, we need to, like, stop this. Because this is ridiculous. Like, it shouldn't even... I feel like kind of a hypocrite, but, like, I also, like, want to give him up and have him go to a rescue team because, like, that's where he needs to go. Like, that's the only place where I feel like he will be in the best place for him. Because not only can I not really keep him for much longer because he deserves a bigger exhibit or like a bigger area and like to interact with other turtles and stuff, but also like I'm moving soon and like it's just not a great time for me to have a turtle. I mean, it was great while I have him, and I won't lie, like I love Popcorn. I'm probably more than likely gonna cry. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm going to cry a lot when he's gone. But like also at the same time, like I don't need him, and I don't deserve him. Like, he is a pure, I mean, he's kind of mean sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Like, he's kind of mean. He hates it when I hold him. But that's just proof, like, he's a wild animal. Like, it doesn't matter if they were bred in captivity. They're still wild fucking animals. Like, I don't, and then it freaking pisses me off because there are stores all over the fucking country and all over the world that sell exotic animals, whether it be exotic fish or turtles. Like, they literally, at my pet store, there's a pet store, like there's a PetSmart or a Petco or something like that, right across from my street. And they sell, like, at least 4 or 5 at a time, like, little tiny baby red-eared sliders. Which is so stupid, in my opinion, because red-eared sliders grow huge. Okay? They grow huge. You need a proper exhibit for them. And habitat for them, and like they're like showing them at like pet stores like they're gonna stay like little babies forever. Like, no, they're not going to stay little babies forever. And also, they're wild animals. Like, they shouldn't be bred in captivity at all. Like, they're freaking thriving. They're perfectly fine. Like, they're just, I'm not, like, there are turtles that are endangered, like heavily endangered. Like, sea turtles and other ocean life are heavily endangered because of what we do, and other animals are heavily endangered because of what we do, and that's why there's zoos, and that's why there's aquariums. Red-eared sliders are not one of them, and neither are a lot of other exotic pets that are being sold that don't need to be sold or bred in captivity because there's no need for that. They're thriving. They're perfectly fine. Like, and if they did need to be bred in captivity, and if they did need to be in captivity, then there are zoos for that. Not normal fucking people like me who, like, educate themselves or whatever they need to educate themselves to, like, replicate a little habitat for them and have them as a pet. Like, they're not pets, okay? They're wild animals, okay? Like, I don't care how sweet they look. I don't care how cute they look. They're wild fucking animals. Like, people just, I myself included, like, I'm not, like, persecuting anybody. Like, myself have made this mistake. Like, if anything, I'm, like, yelling at myself right now because I have done this. I am doing this. Like, I need to let Popcorn go. And other people need to let go of their animals because this is just ridiculous. Like, we need to just let it go. Like, I love turtles. And I love Popcorn. But, like, Popcorn doesn't deserve to be mine. He deserves to be out there in the wild. But unfortunately, it's too late for that because he was bred in captivity, because it's become an industry now to breed wild animals in captivity for people like me who are naive and ignorant of how bad it is to have a fucking wild animal as a pet. Like, you can't have one as a pet. Doesn't matter how much you replicate the fucking environment and have a little enclosure for them and they're cute as whatever and like you tame them or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, they don't deserve to be your pet. Like, they deserve to be out there in the wild living their life, or they deserve to be in a zoo where they're going to be properly trained and taken care of by professionals. Not an amateur who just educates themselves and replicates what they could have. Like, that's not how it's supposed to fucking be. If you want to be around a lot of wild animals and if you want to take care of wild animals, but not as a fucking pet, then become a zoologist. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, don't buy like 1,000 pets, like 1,000 exotic animals that like you don't need, and you probably like are wasting millions of dollars like on and for like taking care of them as well. Like, for what? Like, for what? Your enjoyment? Like, that's not what animals are for, okay? Like I'm beating myself over this. I'm beating up other people over this. Like, I just want to get it out there. Like, you can't just do this. Like, we can't just do this. Like, it's not okay. Like, I made a mistake, and I'm trying to fix it. And I'm trying to let other people know that you're making a mistake. Like, it isn't okay. It doesn't matter how much you replicate their habitat. It doesn't matter how much you love them. Okay? It doesn't matter. They weren't meant to be your pet. Like, that's... Cats and dogs, like, they were bred and inbreeding and everything, and they're, like, bred to be pets. But, like, other animals, like hedgehogs and, like, snakes and turtles, like, they're not meant to be pets. Like, they're meant to be out there living their lives like a normal animal would be, instead of being bred in captivity by an industry that just wants to embezzle money from you. And like, I don't know, like, it really, I feel a combination of shame and anger because I want to fix this. Like, I want to fix this. I want to go over to PetSmart next door and be like, you guys are fucking assholes. Like, everyone who fucking breeds animals or buys animals or, like, just sells animals that aren't meant to be sold or aren't meant to be pets, like, you're wrong. It doesn't matter if you're naive and ignorant or if you're purposefully doing this just because you're greedy and you want money and you know what's wrong. Like, that's almost worse. That is worse. But also, like, ignorant people like me are just as bad because you're still, like, taking care of an animal that doesn't need to be taken care of by you. Like, I know it's too late for the animals already bred in captivity. It's too late for the animals already stolen from their habitats. It's too late for them, but we can make a change for the future animals so that they're not bred in captivity and they're not stolen from their habitats. Like, I mean, I know they don't really have much habitat left, sadly. Like, humanity needs to chill. Like, we need to calm the fuck down and, like, maybe have some concern for our fellow, like, living animals with us, like, other creatures. Like, really, we don't care at all. And that's what frustrates me, because humanity is so greedy. Like, we're so selfish. I know part of it is natural. Like, animals are selfish too. But, like, they're also not smart enough to know how to do anything more than survive and live. And we're smart enough to know how to cheat people. We're smart enough to know how to extinguish and terminate, like, living things. And that is terrifying. Like, we've done it throughout history. Not just to animals or to plant species, but to people, too. And I don't know how to even it's another story to talk about what we've done to other people, but or what we're doing to other people. Like, humanity is so fucked. We're so fucked. We're just fucked. Like, maybe that's why people came up with religion, because they couldn't deal with the guilt of knowing that our species is such a fucking fucked up species. Like, we do so much shit to people. Like, we just, like, can you imagine the pain that we've put people through and, like, killed and tortured and, like, I mean, it's kind of stupid for me to feel all this guilt and shame and, like, anger at myself for just being human and knowing that humanity has done so much, like, fucked up shit, and I'm kind of taking it upon myself. But, like, it is, in a sense, like, all of our faults. Because, like, we are, like, we're almost as bad as the people who have done all of these terrible things, because we just kind of want to brush it off. We want to pretend that it didn't happen. We want to justify it by being like, oh, I don't remember, or I'm going to not pay attention to this part of history because I don't want to remember that part of my heritage. Or, like, I don't remember that about humanity, and because of that, and because I don't know that, then that's not a part of me. Like, and we're just gonna ignore the fact that, like, people, as cities are being built, like, we're destroying habitats and we're destroying animals and plants, and we've been doing it for centuries. Like, we're just gonna pretend like that doesn't exist. Like, we're just gonna pretend that everything's okay. That people in power aren't, like, manipulating their people. Like, we're just gonna pretend that that's not happening. Like, okay. Well, I can't do it. Like, I may not be educated, and I might be too lazy to try and really, really research a lot of the shit that I'm talking about. But at least I care, okay? Like, at least I'm not ignoring it. I'm trying, but also I'm fighting with laziness. And also, it's really hard to do proper research now, because there's so much shit that you have to look through. Like, it's so hard to find a credible source nowadays. It's so hard to find unbiased politics. Like, there's no such thing as unbiased politics. But, like, unbiased, like, political facts and history, like, that's literally, like, 1 out of 100 chance that you're gonna find that. Like, especially now with Trump in office, like, we might as well be wishing for fucking unicorns and rainbows, guys. At least rainbows exist. Unicorns do not. Like, it's really hard, okay? And I don't want to do that, because I know that I'll get pissed off. So, yeah. I mean, I'm already pissed off, but this is not that bad. Like, my best friend has seen me really pissed off. Like, I was actually really pissed off at her today, because I was having a moment, okay? Like, today I started my period. I was not having a great morning, okay? And I called her, and she hung up on me mid-call. I was the first day of my period, sweetie. It was early in the fucking morning, okay? I was not in a great mood, and to be hung up on was the last straw. I was, like, about to fucking murder her. Like, it was... And then she accused me of trash talking her. I was so mad at her this morning. I mean, I love her, but I also feel like she keeps thinking that I'm bullying her, which I'm not. Like, I just get mad, okay? Which I don't like getting mad. But, like, also, sometimes it happens, okay? Like, I can't help it. Like, I can't help anger. Like, I'm trying to not be angry, but, like, also, like, I can't help it sometimes, okay, sweetie? Sometimes I just feel like punching a fucking wall. Okay, sometimes I just want to cuss somebody out. Okay, sometimes I think about killing people 5 times a day. Okay, maybe more than 5 times a day, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I get really mad. Like, I get really, like, ooh, it's, especially when I'm very, like, holy God, sweetie, like, I'm like in a murder today. I'm just kidding. I'm not that psychotic. What? I just had a really good talk, and then I ruined it with my fucking mouth. Of course. But yeah, I'm gonna talk to my best friend, have us work whatever fuck shit we're going through. So I feel like because we haven't been talking as much, because we have different lunches now and we have different classes, because I'm dumb, she's smart, like, we've been over this. And, so, like, we have different classes and we have different, like, lunches now, too. Like, we haven't been really seeing each other that much. Like, we see each other, like, maybe 10 minutes in the morning, if we're lucky. And, like, I don't know, like, it's not that much. And I feel like she's been, like, feeling like I'm neglecting her or something, which I'm not trying to. Or, like, I don't know, like, what she's thinking, because I can't read minds. It's hard enough working through my own mind. Like, I can't go through someone else's. Like, it's really difficult unless you talk to me. So, yeah. I'm going to call her and be like, bitch, we need to have a conversation. Okay? So, yeah. Yeah. And then also, one of our friends, her friends, actually, I don't really like him. And, she was rubbing their friendship in my face, I guess, and making me jealous, because high-key get jealous of my best friends a lot, so gonna be a great girlfriend someday. I'm not that bad. I'm not, like, possessive. I'm just kind of like, your girl has best friends, and, like, those are her best friends, and if, like, you try and rub your friendship in my face in front of my best friend, or with my best friend, like, you need to, I'm gonna kill you, like, it's fine. Like, I just get mad, because, like, that's my best friend. Like, you, no. You, no. Stay in your own lane, friend, because I'm gonna kill you. You need to step out of it, okay? And the fact that she was, like, letting him get so close to her and, like, rub their little friendship in my face, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking burn you. You're gonna be on fire in 2 seconds if you don't move away from her. Like, I was mad, okay? Like, that wasn't the only thing that made me mad, but, like, I was having a moment this morning, okay? I was having a big moment. And also, I am, like, very attached to my best friend. And, like, if I feel threatened, I'm gonna lash out like a wild animal, okay? So, like, that boy, he's a sophomore now. But, like, he's also, like, smaller than me. He may be taller than me, but he's smaller than me in stature. I mean, it might be because I have, like, white hips and, like, chubby chubs. But, like, also I can tackle him to the fucking ground if I wanted to. So, like, your boy better back up. Because, like, I'm going to kill him if he, like, no. Like, you do not step out of your lane or partake in territory that is not yours. I mean, I'm not, like, saying that she's my territory. Like, that's kind of mean. But, like, she's my best friend just as much as I am her best friend, okay? Like, you know, like, I would do this for anyone that was close to me. So, like, you just need to just not, okay? Like, you just know. Boy, I'm gonna fight you. Like, do not fuck with my boo, okay? She's mine! I sound like a child claiming a toy right now. Okay. We're doing great. I'm fine. Am I really fine though? Like, that's the question. I'm sweating. I don't know if I'm sweating from heat or from anger. Sometimes I sweat from anger. Don't ask. Like, don't. Just don't. Okay, yeah. But I think, like, this whole rant thing is done. Yeah. Settled with. I'm like both sad and angry right now. It's a strange feeling. But hello email here. Jesus. Okay. Wow. You need to just not do that. Thank you. Oh, it's a little ugly. I hate my hair. Like, it's just gross. Hi. I'm a potato. Okay. Anyways, goodbye.